This is the Telemetry Transportation Daily for June 30th, 2025, and I'm Sam Abuel-Samad, Vice President of Market Research for Telemetry. Last week, I put several hundred miles on a new 2025 Mini Countryman SE All-4. The Countryman is the compact crossover in the Mini lineup that I like to refer to as the Maxi Mini. It's been redesigned for the 2025 model year and is still available in internal combustion or electrified forms, although the latter has transitioned from a plug-in hybrid to full battery electric. The test unit I had was equipped with the optional 19-inch wheels, which drops the range slightly from 212 miles to 204. The Countryman arrived in my driveway just as Michigan and much of the country was getting hit by a heat wave that put temperatures into the mid-90s with high humidity. As a result, I did all of my driving with the air conditioning on, and about 90% of my driving that week was on the highway, with the cruise control set to 75 to keep up with the flow of traffic. Despite those worst-case conditions for an EV, the Countryman still managed 3.3 miles per kilowatt-hour, or 30 kilowatt-hours per 100 miles, significantly better than the 37 kilowatt-hour per 100 miles EPA rating. One of my trips was a visit to the LG Energy Solution battery plant in Holland, Michigan, about 165 miles each way. With just over 200 miles of range, this would require at least one charging stop. My plan was to go to Holland and come back about 30 miles to a Tesla supercharger in Grand Rapids. I made it with 20 miles to spare, but when I tried repeatedly to use Electron Vortex NACS to CCS charging adapter, the Tesla app kept giving me a communication error between the charger and the vehicle. I've used the adapter with other EVs and at other superchargers, but this was the first time with the Mini and a version 4 Tesla dispenser. Giving up after several failed attempts, I found a Shell recharge station about 5 miles away with Volta chargers. Unfortunately, these were only 50 kilowatt units, and the card readers were non-functional on what appeared to be a new station. I had to download the app, which then took several tries before I was able to successfully verify the account and initiate the charging session. After letting the car charge for about 30 minutes while I got a cold drink and answered some emails at a Starbucks across the parking lot, I had enough charge to get to a Flying J EV Go station in Lansing. This was by far the best charging location of the day, with canopies over the chargers and all of the usual Flying J truck stop amenities. The 350 kilowatt chargers offered far more than the 130 kilowatt charging power the Mini could absorb, but a 15-minute stop got me more than enough juice to get home. Oddly, the charge stopped at 59%, and the charger gave an error message that the coolant tank was depleted, something I've never seen before. Finally, getting nearly home, I decided to make one more stop at my local supercharger that has worked previously with the Electron adapter on other EVs. That location has the older version 3 dispensers, which have very short cables that will reach the left rear corner charge port of the Tesla, but not most other vehicles, so I had to wait a few minutes for an extra stall to open up so I could park on the wrong side of the dispenser and reach the charge port on the Mini. This time, the Electron adapter worked flawlessly, indicating there is a software mismatch between the newer V4 dispensers and the Mini. I finally made it home about an hour later than planned, because while American charging infrastructure is improving, it still has a ways to go. As generally reliable as Tesla chargers are, having to rely on a phone app is still annoying, even more so when you have to create a new account, as I did with Shell, while baking in the hot sun. Charge point operators need to do better to make the whole ecosystem work. Thanks for listening.